Most people think the biggest threat to their wealth is a market crash. It's not. The biggest threat is procrastination. Every year you wait to start investing isn't just a missed opportunity. It's a weight tax that can cost you hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Wealth isn't a secret. It's an engineering project. It requires two primary structural components, time and savings. If you manage these, the math does the heavy lifting for you. Today we're looking at 5 scenarios that prove anyone at any income level can engineer $1 million exit. To begin, let's quantify how costly the weight tax can be by referencing the rule of 72. This is a quick formula to estimate how many years it takes an investment to double based on a given rate of return. For example, if the stock market returns an average of 10% per year, you simply divide 72 by 10. The answer is 7.2. That means your money doubles about every 7 years. This leads to takeaway number 1. Starting as early as possible is the most critical decision you will ever make. Compounding is your best tool, and time is your most critical lever. You want as many doubling periods as possible. One extra doubling period at the end of your life could be the difference between retiring with $5 million or $10 million. Now, some of you might be thinking, is a 10% annual return actually realistic? Let's review historical performance. These are the annualized rates of return for periods ended February 28, 2026. Look at the since inception column on the far right. Whether you look at the S&P 500 index, the S&P Mid-Cap 400 index, the S&P Small Cap 600 index, or the NASDAQ Composite Index, the annualized return is well above 10%. While the market is volatile year to year, sometimes up 20%, sometimes down 10%, the structural trend over decades has been remarkably resilient. The takeaway here is simple. You don't need to beat the market or find the next meme stock to become a millionaire. You just need to capture the broad historical growth of the economy and let the power of compounding do the work for you. But to capture that 10%, you have to be in the game. And that brings us to our 5 models. To bring the power of compounding to life, I've broken the math down to show how your wealth will grow in 20, 30, and 40 years for 5 distinct scenarios. Scenario 1 is a baseline minimum target, $2,400 invested per year. Second is a single earner making the maximum $7,000 IRA contribution. Third is a married couple making the maximum $14,000 IRA contribution. Fourth is a single earner making the maximum $2,300 401k contribution. Finally, we have a married couple making the maximum $47,000 401k contribution. No matter where you are starting today, one of these levels could be your next target. Let's look at the math. Scenario 1 is the baseline minimum. It illustrates the critical importance of building a savings habit as soon as possible. Assume you start by saving and investing $2,400 a year. That's just $200 a month, or a mere $7 a day. If you start saving and investing this $2,400 per year at age 25, with an average 10% return, you will have almost $400,000 by age 55 and $1 million by age 65. The insight? Wealth is not just a luxury of high-salary earners. It's a behavioral choice and a function of your discipline. If you can find just $7 in your daily budget, you can have $1 million fortress in retirement. In scenario 2, we scale to a single professional investing the annual maximum in an IRA. As of 2025, that equates to $7,000 a year, or less than $20 per day. In this example, you accumulate $1.1 million in 30 years. That's 10 years earlier than the first example. If you started at age 25, by age 55, you've already reached the standard definition of financial independence for many. In 40 years, that number explodes to $3 million. Notice the difference between year 30 and year 40. That last decade alone added $2 million. That is the back-heavy power of compounding, and why starting as early as possible in life is so critical. In scenario 3, we see what happens when 2 household partners align their goals and invest $14,000 a year in an IRA. The max for a married couple, again, less than $20 per day per person. In 20 years, this couple has built an 800K nest egg. By year 30, they're looking at a staggering $2.3 million. Why is that $2 million mark so important? Because at a 4% withdrawal rate, that's $80,000 a year in passive income. For many, that is the exact moment work becomes optional. If they keep that engine running to year 40, they've hit almost $6 million. At this stage, their money is likely growing faster than they could ever spend it. At this level of savings, they didn't just save, they collapsed their timeline to freedom and engineered a long-term legacy. In scenario 4, we review a single professional with access to a 401k, investing the maximum of $23,500 a year. To be conservative, we won't assume any employer contribution matching. In just 20 years, you've already secured $1.4 million. This in less than half the time it took in scenario 1. By year 30, you are sitting on $3.8 million. This milestone is vital because it provides total autonomy. You are no longer working for a paycheck, you are working for purpose. By year 40, you've reached nearly $10 million. The takeaway? Investing at this level provides a path to not just retire comfortably, but to achieve true high net worth territory and a level of security that can withstand almost any economic storm. Finally, let's review the power couple investing the maximum $47,000 a year in 401ks. Again, to be conservative, we won't assume any employer contribution matching. By year 20, they've cleared $2.7 million, a number most people never see in a lifetime. By year 30, they've accumulated an astounding $7.7 million. But the true power of this blueprint is revealed at year 40, where the total reaches almost $20 million. This isn't just retirement planning. It's a path to true generational wealth and dynasty building. You can fund charities, start foundations, and ensure your family never starts from zero again. You've changed your family's trajectory forever. But here is the catch. None of this math works if you are leaking capital. This leads to takeaway number 2. You must spend within your means and stay out of consumer debt. Think of compounding as a fire. Savings is the fuel and debt is the water. You cannot build a profound wealth structure while paying 22% interest to a credit card company. You need positive cash flow to keep the fire burning. If you don't control your spending, you are effectively choosing a durable poverty over a profound wealth. This brings us to takeaway number 3. Leverage the specific retirement vehicles you are eligible for. Retirement accounts are designed with massive tax advantages. IRA and 401k accounts are tax-deferred, which means you have more capital to compound all the way until retirement. Roth IRA and 401k accounts grow tax-free, which means you do not owe taxes on any of the compounding gains you earn. Either option provides massive compounding benefits versus standard brokerage accounts by allowing more dollars to stay in your compounding engine. If you are investing in a standard brokerage account before maximizing your IRA or 401k, you are building a house with a leaky roof. So long as you don't need the money you are saving until retirement, use retirement accounts to their absolute limit. Okay, let's seize the moment and get you on your path to building wealth. As highlighted in my prior video, I've created a free template that shows you the math we reviewed today. This template not only calculates your freedom number, but it also tells you how many years it will take you to achieve it based on your current savings pace. And, as an added bonus, it allows you to create a savings plan to make your number a reality on the timeline you demand. See this template pinned in the comments section. In closing, don't pay the weight tax. Every day you spend thinking about it is another day of lost compounding. You've seen the math. Stop drifting and start building. Subscribe for more tips on living your best life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next build.